Hello traders, how are you doing? Today is Thursday, July the 7th, 2016, and what time is this now? It's 8 p.m. GMT time. I'm leaving this brief comment webinar podcast here in my channel because I consider that it's correct to make a review, a quick update on the trades that we have been commenting on the World Trades webinars for binary.com. For the ones that assisted today for my Spanish webinar in binary.com, thank you very much. For the ones that assisted and attended for my yesterday's English World Trades webinar, well, for both of you, this update is aimed to. We were commenting in both webinars about our short trade in the United States dollar versus the Canadian dollar that went in our favor up to the 1.29, and just reviewing the latest hours, latest maybe 4 hours, the price retraced to the 1.3, just below or at the price that we opened the trade 3 weeks ago. We were commenting in both webinars that the most likely thing is, for at least for me, I commented that the ones that decided and we're still having that trade opened, it was a good idea to close it if you wanted, because having it opened for after tomorrow's non-farm payroll number was higher in risk, and only if you were prone to, I recommended to keep that trade open. In my case, I decided to keep that trade open because if I have had the trade open during 3 weeks and it resisted the Brexit, well, I expect that the non-farm payroll number won't have the power to break the 1.3 level, since the Brexit didn't have it, and Brexit is a greater big deal than the non-farm payroll number tomorrow. The things that, yes, I commented that the risks were that the price could retrace and then start hovering and retesting the 1.3 area. So apparently that retracement happened today, and I was expecting that to happen tomorrow. In any case, the non-farm payroll number was a little bit higher than expected. So for the ones that would like to keep that trade open, this is my case, because I didn't have this trade open 3 weeks just to close it now. It's okay to close it again. If you close it now, that should be like more or less in break even. So it's up to you guys. I will keep the trade open and I will update what happened after tomorrow's market close, what happened with that trade. And the other one is the comment that I made about maybe having a potential initial bullish setup on the pound crosses and the cable, but I commented that strictly that was not a trade insight, because since the volatility that we had, we could have easily a 100 pip retracement or whatever. So I was reviewing some minutes ago that the cable in fact retraced 100 pips from the 1.3 psychological area. But analyzing the 1 hour price action, apparently the risks are now to the downside to retest the 1.28 recent low. So in my opinion, the bullish setup for the cable and for overall the cable trades is invalidated up to C, after we see what happens if it in fact retests the 1.28. That's what I think it's gonna do, and then see the price action to see if the market again, that the bulls could retake control of the market, maybe trying to take control of it and eventually close the price gap and stabilize at this moment. So what I believe is that this latest cable retracement is due to the risks of tomorrow non-farm payroll numbers. So investors are getting maybe more nervous than I thought, and they are just deciding to play it safe, at least just after the non-farm payroll release. So what I expect is that maybe it could retest I believe that's yesterday's low, but again, this is not a trade recommendation. I'm not saying the good things to sell, to short that the pound. I commented during the webinars that it's really difficult and really tough to trade the current conditions in cable and on any pound across. So this is only as informal comments, just to keep you updated on my insights in the markets. I strongly recommend that nobody opens any cable trade at least after non-farm payroll, because as I was explaining in my today's and yesterday's webinars, we will be able to see if in fact the markets just came over and passed the page on Brexit, and we will know that after seeing how the non-farm payroll number is reflecting the price action. We will make that analysis during maybe the weekend or on Monday. I will make a quick review here in my channel to let you know the exact reaction after non-farm payroll number. We have to see if it's better or worse than expected or in line with expectations, and to see if the price action just after that corresponds to the previous non-farm payroll number reactions. And then I have to analyze what happens after the initial reaction to see if it corresponds to the logical non-farm payroll number for tomorrow. After that, and if I see that the initial price action goes in line with what the market had been doing before Brexit, and tomorrow it happens the same, and overall after the non-farm payroll number release, the market in fact started behaving and performing according and between the logic, that could mean that Brexit is over, the Brexit effect is over, and we could then start figuring out some trades for next week. Again, we are not opening any pound trade. This is just for informative purposes. I will let you know tomorrow, maybe on Saturday, what my conclusions on the non-farm payroll number news release. Again, my outlook for pound in the mid-long term is still high. You go back to the weeklies and you will see that the divergences are, both of them are, one of them is completely intact, but the other one's been broken by one of the MACD lines, but the second one is still confirming that divergency. So as I stated in other webinars, I believe that all this is following the logic of deep buying. In other words, every time that these retest lows are buying opportunities. We made an analysis during these latest webinars for binary.com on how the volumes increased, and during this latest price dip. So yes, I could expect that the market could retest then the 1.28 before or seconds after the non-farm payroll number, just to play it safe. I believe that investors and speculators are trying to play it safe, and the other way, the only way to play it safe is to buy dollars and to sell the pound. Not necessarily because they would like to see the Brexit sell-off continuing, but just because they just don't want to run unnecessary risks, and maybe they are just playing it safe again. Maybe after non-farm payroll number, we will see how the market reacts, and if it could signal us that the pound is again in conditions to be traded, because you can see we can easily have a 100 pip retracement with no hassle. So that makes it very difficult to trade, because we need to adapt, and suddenly instead of having 30-40 pips as let's call it as a stop loss line, now suddenly we're using 120 or 150 pip stop losses. In binary.com, well, you don't have that hassle of using stop losses, but again, you need to use those stop loss lines to make your price action analysis, and in either way it makes it harder to analyze. So I believe that's everything for the binary.com trading updates. So I believe that again, bottom line, don't touch the cable, don't touch the pound. We will analyze that tomorrow or on Saturday. And if you're still keeping that United States dollar Canadian dollar short trade open, What I strongly recommend is that if you cannot handle the risks, and if you cannot handle the emotions of holding and waiting till tomorrow non-farm payroll number, just close it. Should be like in break even now. And but if you want to see what happens, and like me, the 1.3 in the Canadian dollar trade has shown to be good enough to stop the Brexit and to stop recent attempts to get it higher. So I trust that that level could it will be very hard to break, and we should have a tremendously out of better than expected non-farm payroll number, tremendously higher, to make that price simply the price getting through that level with no problems. So I strongly believe that this could still have chances to end up in 100% of the profits. At the moment of the webinar today, this trade was 45% in profit of the maximum profit. So it depends on your style and the decision that you took, if it's this trade is still open or not. So thank you very much for listening, and trade safe, be safe, and bye bye.